This is part 7 of our Let's Play series for Breath of the Wild, and this part I'll be going to some shrine once again. Not going to try to say the name, but it's a shrine that has the bomb trial, and we'll basically be doing that for the whole video, I believe.
And I tell you what, it's going to take us a minute to get in there, and I don't know why. I mentioned in the last part that this Guardian is stationary, so you can kind of avoid him. I set him off like 3 or 4 more times trying to get to this shrine.
Well, dude, like if you're like anywhere in their sights, I mean, you basically had to be behind walls. I had the same issue, and I took the long way, like trying to run away from these Guardians. I think I went to like the outside of this fort, and then had to come all the way back to the shrine. So you actually got there a lot quicker than I did.
I was lucky, man, though, because you saw in the last part that one-hit kill. So as soon as I saw that laser coming towards my head again, I was very much just like, nope, nope, nope. Get any kind of wall between you and them that you possibly can. And thankfully, at least the shrine is kind of enclosed in a little bit of an area. So once you get in here, you're fine. But man, trying to get in here, like you said, you can take the long way around sometimes.
You know, man, that's kind of what stinks about like every Zelda game is like this. Just starting low on hearts, like you die a lot at the very beginning, and I will admit that's one thing with this game that actually kind of frustrated me at the very beginning, because I died probably over 100 times starting out this game. Just
I believe
now,
it.
some of it was just not using my head and being over aggressive, but
of course.
it kind of got to me. But later on in the game, as you get more hearts, it does become and learn the mechanics. It becomes a lot easier, but like right there. Well, actually, the Guardians almost kill you with one shot. Now, no matter how many hearts you have, but
they take a lot of damage.
Yeah, they sure do.
But I tell you what, like later on, like I said, you'll get the more hearts, and you can make elixirs that give you temporarily even more hearts, and those are
not
so
done that
useful.
yet.
Oh, dude, you'll see later on in this series, I take advantage of that so much. Like you can get like mighty radishes and stuff that'll give you 9 or 10 extra hearts. And
Why have I not done this?
Dude, you got to use that cooking, man. You'll watch my videos.
Well, you know, man, ever since I got married, I've like forgot how to cook, even in video games. So I guess that's my problem right now.
Well, you're gonna learn watching some of my playthrough for once. That man, you'll see me stop in a lot of these parts. I'll spend 4 or 5 minutes just sitting at the cooking pot, or just mixing up the different elixirs and recipes, just because I'm all for getting the extra hearts and getting the extra like attack and defense bonuses when you start encountering some of the higher level enemies. I mean, the Guardians are kind of higher level, but at this point in the game, I just avoided them. So
I think when I cook elixirs, like I make them to what I need. Like you'll see here in a little while, we make an elixir that basically makes you cold resistant.
Yes,
basically makes you cold resistant. So like I kind of made elixirs based on what I need, but like if I didn't need it, I kind of fell into that problem like you're talking about, where I just didn't make them for like extra hearts or something like that. I basically made them like for what I need, and just I kind of talked about that like on one of our first parts,
man.
And I've still not made that like change to the game yet. So
you're still gung ho run forward into whatever danger is there. You cannot break that game style.
I can't, man. I'm a one apple at a time guy. Eat one apple, get that half piece of heart, and let's go.
Now, I will say in this trial, like I said, we don't know what the name. We can't pronounce these shrines, but the bomb trial. I was a big fan of getting the bomb ruins. I like how they've changed them up to where they're like a remote detonation bomb. Instead of just having a timer for a fuse, like being able to detonate them whenever you want just comes in so handy later on in the game.
One thing, I didn't like the bombs. Yes, I like that part of the bombs, but overall, I really didn't care for the bombs because they took away that fiery explosion.
Now that's
that to me is like what makes a bomb, not this blue Sheikah technology blast. So yeah, I kind of did like the mechanics of, okay, hey, I can leave it here, I can detonate later on. It really makes some of the puzzles fun. I like that there's a block one and a about to say cube.
A round one?
A round one, thank you. Spear was what I was looking for.
There we go.
I about to say cube. I was like, no, square and a cube is the same thing. But I do like those variations. But like I said, overall, in the end, I do miss that fiery explosion. And maybe if we could have got actually like real bombs outside, like runes in the game, I would have really liked that.
Or like bomb flowers, stuff we've had in the previous Zelda games. But you mentioned kind of like the variety a little bit with the bombs. Something I like, I picked up like the Soldier's Claymore, I think was the name of it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they included two-handed weapons in this game, because they're usually a little more powerful, but you kind of lose the benefit of your shield, and additionally they're slower. So you kind of have to choose your strategy on whether you use a one-handed sword that's quicker, or if you think you need the extra power of the two-handed sword.
See, that means nothing to me because you know me, I really don't use it. Actually, my shield I probably used for the first time today while I was playing right before we did this.
Wow.
I'm just not a shield guy. Like I said, like straight balls to the wall, whatever. So two-handed weapons, if they pack the strength and the attack power, I'm all about those things.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's why I love the variety that comes with this. And man, speaking of variety, when we were riding on that little moving platform, I don't know why I used a sphere bomb instead of a cube bomb.
That happens.
As soon as that platform started moving, it rolled off. I got lucky with the timing and was able to detonate it. But I love this second half of this puzzle right here.
Agreed. With the catapults and everything, just a very cool aspect. Something we've really not seen in any Zelda game yet, and I will always love when they introduce some new mechanic like that. And just overall, it's just cool to see, cool to watch. I'm glad they add that ball on one of them so you can kind of see what exactly you were supposed to do with the bomb.
Oh, for sure.
On the other side, but I really don't know where I was going to go next with that. So you want to take us somewhere?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a big fan of like anything that just sends you launching through the air. Like, we had like the cannon in Twilight Princess. Skyloft, of course, we spend the whole time in the air, just about. Not literally, but you know what I mean. So having these like catapults, not only to launch the bombs like we did to get to that treasure chest not only to launch Link like we did to get to the treasure chest, but also using it to launch these bombs. I thought it was a really fun concept, and they use it a little bit more throughout the game. Not as much as I would have liked that I've encountered so far.
Agree with that.
I thought it was a fun gameplay concept.
Now, how that does not hurt Link's health any at all. Like, it does not make any sense to me. And, like, right there, you kind of saw that block of the shrine. For some reason, I just really like, I guess, how that looks, that visual right there.
Me too.
You got this blue Sheikah stone all the way around it. And I don't know, just, like, seeing that, because a lot of times, like, when I go into a shrine, I'll look for that and kind of be like, okay, where's my end point and how do I get here? So
agreed.
It's kind of one of those recognizable things that not necessarily helps you get through a shrine. You just kind of know where you... Well, I guess it does help you because it kind of tells you where you need to get to.
They can help you get oriented again, whether it's like whether you see like the blue cube or if you just see in a lot of cases it's like a locked gate that is that it's behind. Like it helps you kind of have an idea of where you need to be making your way that direction.
Yes,
because some of these shrines are large. I mean, some of them are long and complex. The ones we've encountered, obviously we're in the second shrine of the game, so we haven't exactly hit, the really difficult ones. But, later on, there's some really long ones where that gives you a point to focus on, like you said, to kind of work your way towards. I'm a fan of that.
And one thing is, you're really not going to get lost in a shrine. I mean, it's pretty linear for the most part, but like you said, it kind of gives you that end point. You can kind of go different directions, so it kind of keeps you on the path and know, okay, this direction, it's not the right way, but you can still go check it because there might be a treasure chest or something back there.
Because like treasure chests, I mean, they're kind of rare in this game. Well, not rare, but you don't get weapons in the treasure chest like you used to, things like that. Even in the shrines, I like how they all have the treasure chests in them. But I feel like most of them have like amber or opal, which are useful for crafting and also useful, or at least I think so. I haven't got to that point. And they're really useful for me. I will sell a ton of that stuff because rupees are very, very, very hard to come by in this game.
Well, one thing, like, I don't know how many gems you got in the game, but the gems they get later on, those are the ones that you want to sell. But like you kind of talk about opal and amber, those are two items that we get in a lot of treasure chests. Yeah, I believe they're supposed to be used for clothing later on in the game or something. I don't know. I haven't used them yet. I think I have like 200 something amber built up right now. So it's just one of those materials, like there's got to be some benefit in it, but I have absolutely no idea what that benefit is, even though it probably says what it is.
I mean, I haven't either, and it's just like I've mentioned, we're in part 7, and I'm going to get my very first rupee. Rupees are so scarce in this overworld that as soon as I get ambers or opals, or even some of the monster parts that I'm not using for elixirs, like you rack up like Bokoblin parts and stuff like that, and you only get a few rupees for them. But when you've got 60, 70, 80 of them in your inventory, you can get a good price for them, and those rupees so far have been pretty important to buy, for me at least, like armor. I buy a ton of arrows because nothing sucks more than running short of arrows.
Yeah, I'm always short on arrows, and I believe the new update actually limits your arrows to like 20 or 25, so that kind of... Now, that might be only collect them in one part. I really don't know yet. I've kind of been looking up on it, but I know it limits you somehow.
I think it's collecting in one point because I remember reading there was an exploit. But anyway, this will go ahead and wrap up part 7 of our Breath of the Wild video series.